People who quit their jobs on the spot. What happened? At last minute, owner, manager, CEO, dictator revoked my Christmas leave. My wife was terminally ill. My daughter was about to move off to college, and it would be our last Christmas together, ever again. It's the only time in my life I've ever said "fuck you" to a boss's face. I was working for a major video game company back in 2003. We were in crunch time, working from 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. 6 days a week. Right before lunch, our supervisor walks in and says, "Good news, everyone. We get to come in on Sundays now, but it's only a half day." The moment he was done with his speech, I walked over to his desk and told him I was quitting immediately. He warned me that I would never work in the game industry again. I didn't give a proper 2 weeks. I told him that was fine and finished my day. I ended up working in the industry for another 3 years until I freaked out and quit for good. Never again. I got told I wouldn't be getting a raise because I asked for the raise. But apparently if I hadn't asked, I would have gotten it. My boss then said I was on the shit list of the higher boss for asking, and that I wouldn't get a raise for at least a few months. Head mechanic at a small but busy bicycle shop. Been there 5 years or so with no raises other than promised soon. Owner showed up with a nice new car and started the same old spell about there not being enough money to offer a raise of any sort. Told him to get fucked, walked out and down to the main competitor down the road. Better pay and better place to work. Once word got out, I was there, a lot of the clientele followed me there. Old place was out of business in 9 months or so. I had a verbal agreement with my manager that she'd reduce my hours so I could continue working during the school year. She put me on for 40 hours per week on the first school time schedule. I spoke to her about it and reminded her of her word. She stonewalled and denied everything. I apologized and walked out of her office. I graduated and got a good job writing software. 30 years later, KMART no longer exists. F you, Beth.